In 2023, the Tampa Bay area saw the largest increase in luxury home sales in the country. Today, we're going to talk about why that is, what the luxury market looks like right now, and whether Tampa is still a good investment. Hey everybody, Melanie Atkinson here, realtor with Smith & Associates in beautiful Tampa, Florida. Today we are talking luxury homes and condos, and man, have things changed since I did a similar episode over 3 years ago. Prior to 2020, Tampa had a decent amount of luxury housing options, but in the past 4 years, the demand for high-end homes and condos has shifted into high gear. This is true not just for Tampa, but nationwide. According to a recent article from Redfin, in 2023, a typical U.S. luxury home price increased 8.8% from the year before. A non-luxury home price increased at half that pace, around 4.6%. Redfin defines a luxury home as one that is estimated to be in the top 5% of the market value in their respective areas. In other words, the most expensive houses are still selling and still going up in price. Let's talk about why that is. Before I dive into the deep end of this episode, I want to acknowledge that housing affordability is an issue that I am very sensitive to, and I have several episodes on this channel addressing. I fully understand that most of the population is struggling to afford even an average price home. It is always my personal goal and the goal of all of my teammates to help buyers and sellers of all price points realize their dream of homeownership. That being said, as a real estate professional, I have to understand all aspects of my market to be the best resource I can be for all of my home buyers and sellers, and that includes the luxury market. And as you will see, the luxury market in Tampa is booming. For better or for worse, that fact affects all aspects of living in the Tampa Bay area. I am going to unabashedly talk about the luxury market in this episode, but if that is not your price point, please remember that there are tons of more affordable neighborhoods and homes in the Tampa Bay area. Okay, let's do this. So why have luxury prices gone up? First reason, almost half of luxury buyers paid cash last year, so they were not affected as much by the increase in interest rates. Second reason, even though inventory for luxury homes was higher last year, it was still below pre-pandemic levels. As we know, if supply does not keep up with demand, prices go up. Third reason, we still have a lot of transplants from the more expensive areas in the country buying homes in the less expensive areas. They are used to high-priced homes. It's their baseline. So when they come to less expensive cities, they consider those prices a bargain. The fourth reason, and to me the most obvious one, there are a lot of people who have a lot of money and can afford luxury housing. That's a loaded sentence that I realize not everyone will like, but it is the reality of our housing market today. Now let's talk specifically about luxury housing in Florida and the Tampa Bay area. In the last luxury home episode, I acknowledged that most people don't get to luxury home buyer status without making some smart financial investments during their life. And the question I asked back then, and will ask again today, is Tampa a good investment? It's always easiest to answer that question in hindsight, and if you would have taken my advice 3 years ago when that episode came out, I think you would agree that Tampa and pretty much all of Florida was most certainly a good investment back then. I didn't then and don't now have a crystal ball, and I certainly couldn't have foreseen the massive influx of people that started coming to Florida during the COVID years. But what I did know back then is that the west coast of Florida is a special place that had been underappreciated and undervalued for a very long time, especially when talking about the luxury market. Luxury housing was already well known in Miami and West Palm Beach, but not Tampa. The Tampa luxury market is still very young in comparison to other large cities that offer a similar or even less desirable lifestyle to what we have here. And that's the #1 reason, even with the price increases that we've already had, that I still think the Tampa area is a good investment for the luxury buyer. It is not saturated with luxury real estate like other big cities are. The supply of luxury homes is still low, but the demand to live in the Tampa area has been relentless. Plus, we are just starting to dip our toes into the ultra-luxury market, that $10 million and up price point. There have been several notable land sales in the past year that will soon be developed into the most expensive real estate we have ever seen here. The builders and developers have started to elevate their designs and build quality to appeal to this more discerning level of buyer. So, if I have convinced you that you should be purchasing luxury real estate in the Tampa area, where and what should you be looking for? First, let's talk luxury condos. This has been the biggest boom in luxury living over the past few years, and that is understandable because you can put them in desirable urban areas and they don't require a lot of land. Branded residences have become very popular, and that started with the opening of the Addition in downtown Tampa in 2022. The Pendry is currently under construction on the Riverwalk in downtown Tampa, and the Ritz-Carlton residences on Bayshore are under construction, with the first of 2 towers opening later this year. The second tower is estimated to be completed in 2026. Altura is also located off of Bayshore Boulevard, and that is set to open this year as well. As of filming, there are a few units left for sale in that amazing building. Another project under construction in downtown Tampa is called One Tampa, and we also have 2 projects in the West Shore Marina District, which is a great area if you want to keep your boat nearby. Those are Marina Point and Aqua. If you don't want to wait for new construction, you are lucky because we have had several amazing buildings open recently that should have resale units available. The Addition that I already mentioned in downtown is one, and on beautiful Bayshore Boulevard, we have Hyde Park House, Aquatica, The Sanctuary, and Virage. A lot of you prefer the vibe of downtown St. Pete, and I totally get it. I love it there too. Something about it just feels like vacation. I will actually be there later tonight. Luxury condo building is huge in St. Pete. Just opened last year is the amazing Saltaire building, and currently under construction is Art House, the Nolan and 400 Central, along with a lot of smaller projects. There are tons of amazing buildings already there, including One St. Pete, Bliss, Signature Place, Ovation, and many more. If you are looking for beach luxury condo living, that's actually harder to find than most people expect. A lot of the Gulf front condos are pretty small in size, either the unit itself or the actual building. Now, that being said, there are a ton of condo buildings all down the beaches. It just depends on what you consider luxury. One that is not debatable is the new JW Marriott Branded Condo Tower going up on Clearwater Beach. You also have the residences at the Sand Pearl Resort, Utopia on Sand Key, and Onella on Indian Shores, just to name a few. So let's switch gears and assume you want the complete opposite and you want space. Where in Tampa can you have acreage and a custom-built home? You will have to leave the cities and go to where the population is less and the lot sizes are larger. We have neighborhoods here that feel really different from the traditional Florida-style homes. Areas like Odessa, Lute, and Thonotosassa are not that far away from Tampa, but feel like worlds away. Neighborhoods like Stillwater and Steeplechase, Citrus Green, and Stone Lake Ranch have stunning custom-built homes on very large lots. Odessa has a lot of farms, and so does Thonotosassa. For those that like water views but not saltwater, we have tons of lake options with generous lot sizes. Lake Tarpon in Pinellas County is absolutely gorgeous. Lake Keystone in Odessa, Lake Thonotosassa, Lake Magdalene, and Lake Carroll in Tampa are all large ski lakes. There are also tons of smaller lakes as well, where you can build a beautiful suburban luxury home. Next, we are going to talk about the very top end of luxury real estate in the Tampa Bay area. Where are those ultra luxury builders buying land and building? There are a few areas. They're building on the Tampa Bay side water, either on Davis Islands near downtown Tampa, that is currently the hottest spot, Beach Park and Sunset Park in South Tampa, or near downtown St. Pete on Snell Isle. They are also building on the Gulf side, Clearwater, Bel Air Beach, St. Pete Beach, Paso Grill, and Tierra Verde. These Gulf front homes will either be on the sand with the Gulf of Mexico in your backyard, or on the intercoastal with a dock and boat lift in your backyard. The big money consistently goes to waterfront homes. Now, I know you might be thinking, why would people want to spend a bunch of money on a house that may get damaged in a major weather event? That's actually one of the key components to this whole conversation. People who are spending over $10 million want a house that is structurally secure, and that typically means new construction that is designed to handle all types of Florida weather. That level of construction is expensive, on top of the tons of money they have already spent on the land itself. These two costs combine to make a super expensive house. Now, some people love waterfront and other people love country clubs and golf courses. That is our last group of luxury homes in the Tampa area. You can find gorgeous custom estate homes in the private community of Avila, where a lot of our sports celebrities have lived over the years. Also, Innisbrook over in Tarpon Springs, where they host PGA Tour events. The Bel Air area around Bel Air Country Club is lovely as well, although not structured and gated like the other neighborhoods I just talked about. Similarly is the neighborhoods around Palmacia Golf Course in South Tampa. Areas like Golfview, Parkland Estates, New Suburb Beautiful, and Palmacia are close to the golf course, but not in gated neighborhoods. I can personally attest that the South Tampa homes that border Palmacia Golf Course are some of my very favorite in the whole Tampa Bay area. If you are looking for luxury, you can expect to pay between $2 million and $20 million, depending on where you choose to live. The level of glitz and glamour that these types of homes bring is kind of new for us. Nobody wants to see Tampa lose its charm, and I do worry about that sometimes, but change is inevitable and not always a bad thing. We are proud of our identity here in Tampa, and I have faith that we will integrate this progress into what is already a wonderful place to call home. If you are looking for luxury real estate or any price point, please call or register on our website, and we will be happy to help you. If you like this episode, please hit that thumbs up and the subscribe button. If you are looking for something else to watch on this channel, check out an episode I did with a custom builder friend of mine, where we talk about the realities and challenges of building in Tampa. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you next time.